right, so I do hope that you are enjoying your weekend. Before we get into it, I definitely want to point you here, no indicators at all, and I'll teach you how to read the chart. Just did a video there, no interruptions either. All right, and so indications here, education there. Please go back and look at this video. Really important. I did some updates to that, and you'll be able to see that bar color change that I made. Uh, Education, please remember that, no indicators at all. All right, the first thing I want to point you to is there's four different indicators on this chart. I use Bitcoin in that example, so let's go with NQ on this one. There's four different indications on this chart. All right, there's bar coloring, there's levels, there's a profile, and there's something else. There's something else. We're going to get to it. But yes, bar color, level, a text. I'm sorry, text. I don't have it here. That's why I couldn't think of it. All right, so this is that high. So this is that high there. They went back up there to visit the high, and this is a 15-second chart, so you can get closer if you prefer. There's a profile, it's kind of dialed back in here, but there it is. You can kind of see that POC, and you can extend the profile to POC however far you prefer. I'm gonna just scroll through this just a bit. You're not really seeing much here, but they're not closing above that information there. There's your 930. All right, so there's your 930. They pulled up to that blue bar. You can kind of see that, and then they dropped back, and then they went up, and there's that profile, and boom, they took off to the downside, right? Let me get that out your way. Let's take a look at that same information up here. All right, now you will want to get the text with the level. I tried to point that out in almost every scenario possible. Now, if you see where there's something that's there that I didn't point out, do forgive me, but there was quite a few instances of this actually taking place. So yeah, text with the level, absolutely perfect. That's what you want. There may be occasions where there's no scenario as such. So what I want you to look for is consecutive text. All right. Everybody like volume, so I'm gonna help you guys out. All right. So that's the thing that I want to tell you. Here's a profile as well. So you got that included, and of course, yeah. Look at all the arrows. Blue bars are absolutely important. So if you can get the blue bars, text level, remember text and the level is what I'm pointing to. You really want to kind of get that going, definitely with reversals. Please have that happening when you take that reversal. But if you cannot get it to fire off, double text is fine. Okay, so if you can get double text, please go that way. All right, so just try to keep that in mind. So if you can't get the blue bar, can't get the level to come together as such, don't worry about it. All right, you want to make sure that you get that. All right, now I want to point your attention to the ratio dominance. While this market was headed back to that pullback, let me show you the pullback. Remember I told you guys they would come back up there? Remember I told you they would come back up there? All right, so now this is what I want you to do. When they managed to come back up here, come all the way back up there, right? While while the price was up here, all right, the ratio dominance said no, we're still bearish because the underlying force in all this activity was to keep them down. All right, so that could help you just this by itself. If you place it on a chart of whatever time frame you want to trade, you place it on whatever time frame, and it'll help you stay focused. That's all, and it resets itself every day. Every day it'll reset itself, and no matter what template you're using from the data series as well. There's four different patterns in here. This one you're definitely familiar with. This is the one I teach on futures trading channel. I mentioned this too. I do mention the manipulation that takes place on the chart, but there's more manipulation techniques that I know, and even a way of how to trade this. I don't teach that publicly, but there's four different patterns here, three in which you definitely want to pay attention to. But yes, this would definitely keep you focused. Doesn't matter if they're ripping to the opposite direction. The underlining force is what you're measuring, and so this right here would do this. And again, I picked three different things here that would well, actually four different things, but three in which is really important for direction. Really important, because this right here can be interesting at times. All right, so that's my time with you. And again, when it comes to viewing this information, I want to make sure I say this to you. Wherever you're seeing that yellow dot, because I just talked about the modifications to the trend indicator, that's the trend. So I just cut the zones off in the center of the trend, and all you have is the target. That's all you have, and they're stuck between two. So when you pause the video, rewind it, look back and see, hey, where was it that I could have possibly got in above that yellow dot or below the yellow dot to go back in that direction? So if you're wanting to go down, you're looking for a signal above the yellow dot. If you're wanting to go up, you're looking for a signal below the yellow dot. All right. I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.